Hello class, welcome to Stat 312. I am your instructor, Samantha Service. When you log on to eCampus, the first thing you'll see is the announcements page. Be sure to check this often, as the announcement page is my best way to communicate with the entire class. At this point, you should notice two posts have already been made. One welcoming you to Stat 312 and another one giving you a list of tasks to complete for this week. In my class, what I define as a week begins at Sunday at midnight and ends Saturday at 11:59 p.m. I know this is a slightly short week, but that shouldn't be too much trouble for this first week. So after looking at your class announcements, I would encourage you to head over to the course content page. Under the course content page, you can see where the meat of this course information, tasks, and assignments lies. To begin our little introduction video, let's take a look at the course information folder. Under our course information folder, you can see the link to the video you're watching now, your course syllabus, your tentative class schedule, the Stat Tutoring Center information on how to install JUMP on your software, and a link to the SLIC software request. This is how you'll be able to get JUMP on your computer. So really quickly, since this is the introduction video, I would like to go over the syllabus. I'm not going to read everything on the syllabus. I am pretty confident at this point in your education, you're able to read course descriptions, textbooks, the eCampus information. I just want to highlight again that basically I will be conducting this course entirely through eCampus. So all your notes, videos, assignments, and anything that is important for you guys to know will be on eCampus. Scrolling back one, the textbook. Yes, you need the textbook. That is where I draw your homework problems from, as well as data sets that we use in this course. Under computing, we do talk about JUMP. JMP is pronounced JUMP, and you will need to get this installed on your computer for this course. The process for doing that is under course information, and we'll examine that more carefully as we reach it. Data sets, I do have a file folder under course information, course content with the data sets we use in this course, and we can address that more when we look at that folder. The important part that I want to highlight about this syllabus is the grades breakdown and the assignments themselves. So as far as grading goes, this course will have 3 exams. Each of those exams is worth 20% of your grade. You will have homework that is worth 20% of your grade, and knowledge checks, which are also worth 20% of your grade. As far as your overall grade assignment, I guarantee a 90, 80, 70, 60 scale for assigning course letter grades of A, B, C, and D. And you should understand that all assignments are expected to be completed individually. Going from the top of our grading scale, let's talk about exams. There are 3 cumulative exams that will be given during the course of this semester. And yes, all of these exams will be taken online. I will post each of these exams as a single PDF document that you will print out, complete, scan back to me, also as a single PDF document. So in many ways, it will be just like an exam you would have taken in person. Instead, I will be giving it to you online, and then you'll be resubmitting it online. Because of the nature of this class, I do not intend to make your exams larger than I have previously given in person, but since you are working online, and I know some of your other classes may be online, I do give you 48 hours to take each exam. And since you do have that 48 hours, I do not give up make exams, and if you miss the deadline, your exam is subject to 50% off per day. And I do want to be very clear what I mean by per day. For your first 2 exams, they are both due Saturday by 11:59 p.m. If you turn it in at midnight on Sunday, your exam is late and it is now 50% off. I know this is a harsh penalty, but again, you have 48 hours to take an exam that your classmates previously would have been given about 3 hours to take in a classroom. So, perspective. Next, I want to talk to you about the knowledge checks. I'll be giving you about 8 knowledge checks over the course of the semester. These knowledge checks are short assignments on that particular week's material. I will post these assignments on Sunday of that week, and then they will be due at by 11:59 p.m. on the following Sunday. So for example, your second knowledge check will be posted on January 24th, and it will be due by 11:59 p.m. on January 30th. I score each of those knowledge checks out of 5 points. I do not accept the late assignments for this, or do I do makeups, particularly because you do have an entire week to complete the knowledge check. And each knowledge check is worth 2.5% of your grade, or 20% total. I do want to remind you at this point that your overall grade is percentage based, so the knowledge check is worth 20% of your grade. So the points themselves don't necessarily matter, but I'm letting you know that each assignment I will make out of 5, and you can cut that score in half and realize exactly how much percentage of your total grade you've earned. And I follow a similar system with the homework. So you will be given 4 homework assignments over the course of the semester. These assignments will cover the material of the current chapter being studied. The assignments and due dates will be posted on eCampus. I give neither makeup or accept late assignments for this as well. Each homework assignment will be graded out of 10 points, or it will be worth 5% of your total grade, with being a grand total of 20%. So 4 homework assignments are worth 20% of your grade. Divide that by 4 means each individual homework assignment is worth 5% of your grade. As far as the assignment submissions themselves, all assignments are posted on eCampus as a single PDF document, and I will expect each assignment to be printed out, completed legibly, scanned, and submitted as a single PDF document. If you do not have access to a scanner, there are several free apps you can use on your phone. In the past, I've had success using the CAM scanner app. And you should also be aware that depending on your internet connection, it may take a few minutes to upload and submit your assignment. And so you should take this into account when submitting your assignment. So if you're one of those people who likes to live dangerously and try to submit something at 11:58, well, remember, if you're having a slow internet day, then you might accidentally, quote, submit your assignment past the due date. Do not live on the edge. Submit your assignment with plenty of time. As far as the class structure itself goes, I've kind of hinted to this already, but to state it more formally, on Sunday of each week, I will give you a list of tasks to complete, which in general will be to complete, or rather watch a lecture video, complete the corresponding notes, which are fill in the blank, read the corresponding sections in your textbook, and then to complete some assignment, either a knowledge check or a homework assignment. On the weeks where you have exams, I do not post any other course material. What happens instead is, if we scroll back up to exams, I will post for exam 1 and exam 2, I will post the exam on Thursday at 11:59, and it'll be due by Saturday at 11:59. So you'll have all day Friday, all day Saturday to complete your exams. You will have the previous Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and really almost the whole day Thursday to study for the exam or arrange your other course schedules so that you can focus on completing your exam on that time. So this is as far as I wanted to talk about the course syllabus. Let's take a look back at some other relevant course information, starting with the class schedule. So as I said before, there are 3 exams. They are highlighted in yellow. Your first exam is on the week of February 14th. The second exam is during the week of March 28th, and your final exam is during finals week. You can see each week I have a list of what topic is being covered, the relevant book sections, and the assessment that you should have that will be due by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. You can see homework 1 is due the week of January 31st. Homework 1 will cover chapters 5. Homework 2, I see there's a typo here. This should say homework 2. I'll fix that before class begins tomorrow. Homework 2 will cover chapter 6, homework 3, chapter 7, and homework 4 will cover chapter 8. Now going back to course information, we have our Stat Tutoring Center link. So right now, as of the time I am recording this video, the tutoring has not been updated for the spring. It's still saying the fall, but this link is still good and it will be updated as soon as Dr. Lee or whoever is doing it this semester arranges it. As far as tutoring goes, this class is under the approved courses for the tutors. You do not need an appointment. It is free and it is conducted over Zoom. Assuming that it operates like it did last semester, the tutoring was available 6 days a week with all the days except for Saturday, and you just need to log on anytime you need assistance, provided that they're available. Next, I want to talk to you about JUMP. As I said in the course syllabus and under the announcements, you will need a statistical software called JUMP. So JUMP is a statistical software package, and its underlying scripting language can be used to program custom data analysis, and it is very user-friendly point-and-click interface. Using the SLIC, the Software Licensing Information Center of WVU, you can get JUMP installed on your computer, which I highly recommend. You are able to get a free trial, but that won't last the entirety of the semester, so you are going to have to pay for renting the software. I believe for the whole semester it's $20, and it will be prorated for the spring. So it should only be about $10, but that is provided they have not changed their pricing since I looked the beginning of the fall. If you're curious how to get this installed on your computer exactly, you can go ahead under course information. I have SLIC software request, where you can open up that link to submit a ticket. It would be purchased with personal funds. Enter your WVU department, phone number. You're going to install JUMP, you're a student, etc., and you may select request. Be careful. One thing that always trips people up is you have to pay for the software before you will get the software. So you do need to call the SLIC office to pay for the software or go visit them. I believe they are located in the lair, to pay for the software before they will send you an email with the software link. So that's the important information under course information. Now let's drop down to the next folder, which is course notes and videos. Here you will see all the notes, handouts, and videos for the whole semester. For this week, we'll be looking at chapters 1 through 4. Chapters 1 through 4 is review material from Stat 211/215 for whichever course you took. I have the Chapter 4 slides, the Chapter 4 jump handout, which is just getting you familiar with the use of jump, and the lecture video for Chapter 4, which includes a two-part video where I split the Chapter 1 through 4 notes in half, and then, of course, the jump video taking you through the handout in jump itself. In general, this is what you should expect every week. Again, we don't normally cover 4 chapters in 1 week, but again, this is all just review. The main meat of this course is chapter 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 in your textbook. Under assignments, you will see all assignments posted for this semester. You obviously won't be able to see these 2 shaded columns, but you will see assignment submission guidelines, knowledge check, homework, and exam. If you select the exam, you will not actually be able to see exam 1, 2, or the final, but you will see this. Actually, if I'm smart, I'm just going to switch to student preview mode so you can see exactly on your screen what I'm showing you now. All right, so under assignments, you'll see the assignment submission guidelines, knowledge check, homework, and exam. For the exam, obviously, since we are not at the exam time, no exam is posted, but I have given you old exams to practice with. I do not give you an old final exam, but I do give you an old exam 1 and an old exam 2. I highly encourage you to use those to practice with as we get closer to the exams. Under homework, right now there is nothing posted. In general, when we begin a chapter, I will post the relevant homework assignment. Right now, it's just a review week, so I haven't posted the first homework assignment, but you should expect for me to have it posted next week when we begin chapter 5, since the homework is on chapter 5. Under knowledge check, you will see your relevant knowledge check to be completed for this week. I have it set to automatically upload at midnight on Tuesday, tomorrow, so right now there's nothing to see, but there will be an assignment for you tomorrow. Going over the submission guidelines, I've already hit a lot of the highlights. Big thing, of course, is that I give you your assignments as a single PDF document, and I will expect you to print the assignment out, complete it legibly, scan it, and submit it as a single PDF document. If you have the software on your computer where you have a touchscreen computer and a pen and you want to do your homework that way, that's fine. The big thing is that your assignment is returned to me as a single PDF document. I print out your assignments and grade them by hand, just like if you were turning them into me in class. And the reason I do that is to try to give you the best feedback as possible. But if you do not submit your assignment as a single document and instead upload individual files, that means I have to print out all of those individual files, and that wastes a lot of paper. And instead of being able to grade say your exam, which is generally 6 pages, I can make that 2 pages, but instead, if you upload it as each a single document, I then have to print out 6 pages, and I'm going to be grumpy about that because it wastes paper, ink, and all of those resources, and I won't be able to have it formatted like everybody's exam. So please submit your assignments appropriately. Part 2 and 3 under assignment of submissions I've already gone through before. For 4, it says, please do your homework in the correct order as it is given in the assignment. I do not want to have to hunt for your work. You do not have to necessarily type your solutions, but please be neat. If I am reading your homework and I can't read it or understand what you've written, that is not going to be a good thing for your grade. Because if I don't know what you're writing, I'm going to assume you don't actually know what you're talking about. And that also goes for answering your questions and completing your homework assignment. Part of statistics is not only being able to complete the math, but it's also being able to properly explain what you've done. If you're giving me some general information that is basically a definition that I could read from a textbook, I'm not going to give you credit for that being an interpretation, because it's not. You need to be concrete, direct, and concise in your homework interpretations. If they're vague, if they're a textbook definition, I'm going to generally assume that you do not know what you're talking about. And to be perfectly honest, that is generally the case. And so, some specific examples. If a homework assignment asks you to compute something by hand, that means I want you to work out the information by hand. I do not want just a bunch of jump output copied and pasted. If your knowledge check asks you to interpret a statistic, that means you should say things like, the mean weight of the peanut bag population is between 7.798 and 7.987 pounds. It should not be something that's like, mu is between the interval written above. That does not tell me anything. What interval? The interval directly above or the one two above? What's mu? If you're writing something like that, you may know what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're talking about. So don't be lazy, be specific. You should report the value of a statistic, and you may briefly mention how or where you got the value, unless, of course, you have completed it out by hand. Or if you did complete it in JUMP, then you should show me a portion of that JUMP output. Again, please don't give me just a bunch of JUMP output and saying, well, the answer's there somewhere, I'm just going to leave it for her to find. Again, if you're not specific, I assume you don't know what you're talking about. So please don't be in that position. If you're worried that your answers aren't concrete enough, or you're giving me too much jump output, ask. Send me a picture of your homework, and I can tell you pretty quickly if you're headed in the right or wrong direction. Sometimes you will be asked to construct a plot. These plots should be created properly. You have JUMP software. These plots should have titles. Your X and Y axis should be labeled. There's no reason for you to construct it by hand and have generic or no labels at all. This is a 300 level course. I have higher expectations for you than that. And as I said before, if you have any questions about the assignment submission guidelines, or you're worried about not turning something in correctly, just ask. I'll be more than happy to tell you. One thing I generally have to fight, or at least last semester I had to fight a lot with students, was getting them to turn something in as a single PDF document. I'll give you a bye the first 2 weeks and just let you know, hey, this isn't correct. But after 2 weeks of you not doing it correctly, I will start taking points off your overall assignment, because again, when it's not submitted correctly, that causes more work for me. And don't make your teacher's life harder. Never a good idea. Next, going back to course content, we've talked about assignments and a little bit about the assignment submission. The folder that says assignment submission is where you will turn in all of your assignments. Again, I have these scheduled to automatically unlock as the course goes on. So I'm going to exit out of student preview for a moment so you can see what I mean exactly. So back to assignment submission, knowledge check. You can see all the knowledge checks are all ready to go. It is just hidden from your view until that knowledge check has been posted. I don't want you guys to accidentally turn in assignments incorrectly if I had these all available all at once. And 2 more folders I want to go over. Useful tables. Part of this course is being able to complete statistical analysis both using statistical software and by hand. When you're having to do things by hand, you often need use of some sort of table. Some of these should be familiar to you, such as the Z table or the T table. We will be using them in this course, and here they are located for your viewing needs. You will have access to these, of course, during your exams. And finally, under course content is the data sets. For all the data sets we use in this course to do our statistical analysis, some of them will come from the book, depending on which chapter we're in, or some of them might be other data sets that are not from your book, but regardless, they will be posted here on eCampus. So if I use them in class, they're here. If they're going to be needed for your homework, they're here in this folder. If you want extra practice, feel free to use the other data sets we don't use for class or homework. Finally, the last tab is tools. If you need to send me an email, go ahead, you can send it here. And if you want to take a look at your grades, you may also do so here. One thing to note about sending the email, you may notice that the email address under the send email is different than what's posted on my syllabus. That's perfectly fine. They both go to the same place. When my eCampus account was created, I was a graduate student here at WVU. So my eCampus and this course is still connected to my Mix account, but on my syllabus, I have my adjunct account, which is mail, not Mix. I have all my email all forwarded to the same place, so I will get your message either way, so don't worry about that. But just so you're aware, if you notice there's a difference, don't panic. Now you know why, and I'll still get it. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this introductory video. Let me remind you, for this first week, you should explore all the information I just went through, the course information, the syllabus, the schedule, getting JUMP on your computer. And as far as content goes, watch the chapter 1 through 4 video, the notes, complete the knowledge check. You don't need to read all chapters 1 through 4. Just take a look at it. I know for some of you, it's been a while since you took that intro stat course. The big thing that you really need to make sure you know how to do is how to construct hypothesis test and confidence intervals for 1 samples, which is in chapter 4. All right, so at this point, I'm going to end this video. Have a great week and a great semester. If you have questions, please send me an email. Have a good night.